Hello and welcome to Barcelona, the Circuit de Catalunya, a track that the teams are familiar with after doing many miles of testing here. Let's have a look and see how the teams got on. Lewis Hamilton took another pole position for the German outfit, but this time with Sebastian Vettel behind him in P2. Valtteri Bottas only just missed out on the front row, but has Daniel Ricciardo to accompany in 4th. Max Verstappen has the Haas of Romain Grosjean alongside him on the 3rd row. Nico Hülkenberg bettered both the McLarens who made it into Q3 once again, but both of them did not set a lap due to engine difficulties, as did Kevin Magnussen. Jolyon Palmer just missed out on Q2 but starts just ahead of Sergio Perez and Carlos Sainz. Danny Kvyat yet again did not deliver. It will now take a miracle for him to salvage this race and his seat in Formula 1. The surprise of qualifying was that of Kimi Raikkonen, who binned his one and only qualifying lap in Q1. The Finn entered the back straight too hot and drove straight through the gravel. It will be a difficult race ahead for the 2007 World Champion. Mercedes and a Ferrari on the front row, and a Ferrari at the back, and many competitive cars on the midfield. Looks like it will be an amazing race. Let's find out the full grid.
Lewis Hamilton took his second pole position with Sebastian Vettel sat right beside him. Valtteri Bottas claimed the second row with Daniel Ricciardo again out-qualifying Max Verstappen. Romain Grosjean got his Haas into P6, which is his best qualifying this season. Nico Hülkenberg filtered in behind the Frenchman. McLaren made it into Q3 even though they had engine issues. Kevin Magnussen was also plagued with the similar troubles. Jolyon Palmer inches even closer to Q3. Sergio Perez places his Force India ahead of Carlos Sainz for the second race in a row. Esteban Ocon just about placed ahead of both the Williams and Toro Rosso driver of Daniel Kvyat. Pascal Wehrlein continues to beat Marcus Ericsson. 2007 World Champion Kimi Raikkonen starts from P20. This shapes up to be a fantastic race.
What is up, guys? We are back and we are here for the 5th installment of this career mode with Spanish Grand Prix, and we are indeed starting from the back. Now, that was my bad, but nonetheless, the following round is Monaco, so we're kind of in the middle phase of the upgrade season. The upgrades starting to come. We haven't necessarily had any upgrades, although hopefully we can get our engine fixed because, let's face it, our engine isn't exactly great. We're going to start on the prime tyres just because it's going to be easier for us to be quick at the end and hopefully gain some more positions. Apologies in advance if I do sound pretty nasally. I'm very ill, but I have to soldier through it as I've got to go out tonight and drink alcohol. But let's get to track and see what we can do. Starting on the grid in P20, Ericsson and Wehrlein just ahead of us. Not what we would like to see personally, but we are 5 lights and we are underway. And Ericsson are also on the medium tyres. I'm not sure how many of the AI are on the mediums. We don't get off to a great start. Ericsson's just going to fly like he's got curves in his car by the looks of it. That is Pascal Wehrlein, but for whatever reason it does say Felipe Nasr, so just ignore that. We're going to go around this corners, take it a little bit gingerly. We're going to go side by side with Pascal Wehrlein and Marcus Ericsson. The Sauber's actually looking pretty decent round the corners. You're going to see we get up to P17, so we've made 2 places. We're going to dive around Massa. I'm going to have a look up the inside of Danny Kvyat. We've got Sergio Perez just ahead of us as well. Not a very great qualifying from him either. And have a look at him. Very late move, considering we've got realistic damage on, and that could have been our front wing gone. We saw that in China, and well, let's not talk about China because that was a horrible race. Carlos Sainz looks to be our next victim. We're going to have a little bit of a tap with him. We're going to go side by side. We'll let him go just because that was not fair. Lance Stroll's actually going to come back at us. So we're in a bit of a weird position here, but we're going to have a look and just see what we could do on this race, because anything can happen from this position. It's going to go around the outside of Carlos Sainz in turn 2. So I don't know what's going to happen, but still on lap 2, a little bit behind us is Jolyon Palmer and Kevin Magnussen. So this is actually a replay of the following lap. See, my head's all over the place, but I want to soldier through this just because I can. So Palmer on Magnussen, we saw this in Russia, and Palmer again gets the better of Kevin Magnussen. So Palmer doing a fantastic job. We've got Carlos Sainz now, who's going to go across the gravel, across the grass, and into some more gravel, and he's actually going to not beach it in the gravel, ironically. He's going to ride up against the grass to give himself enough momentum to push his Toro Rosso out of the gravel, and he does indeed. So that is a fantastic job there by Carlos Sainz, taking his dad's rallying a bit too serious there, I would say. But, and again, he's just losing the back end. He's probably going to have to come into the pits to make sure that there's nothing wrong with that car, because it is behaving very, very weirdly. Taking, I guess it's an escape route, I'm not sure, you never really see that used in F1. We've got Pascal Wehrlein, who's going through turn 3, and he's going to go straight off into the gravel. That looks to me as if that is a suspension issue, and he's just driven off. So you can just see, and his steering wheel just jerks to the left, and his steering's not effective. So that's Pascal Wehrlein out of the race. We are now down to 19 runners. Lap 4, and we're going to have a massive dive bomb on Kevin Magnussen. But Kevin Magnussen does brake very early in that Haas. It looks as if their braking issues still affects him, if not Romain Grosjean. End of lap 4, we are now chasing down Stoffel Van Dorn and the McLaren that does have the engine issues. So far, no signs of it, I suppose. We are creeping onto him incredibly quick, considering we've got a really bad engine ourselves. But we're just gonna aim for the apex and get past these as quick as we can. We lost so much time in qualifying, and we kind of need to do as best we can. Marcus Ericsson, on the other hand, Marcus Ericsson looks like he's having trouble as he's Sergei Sorokin turn 2. If you don't get that reference, then you don't watch GP2. But Marcus Ericsson is trying to push himself. He's got half of his car on the rumble strip and half in the gravel. If he can get to the grass, he should be okay, and indeed he is. So Marcus Ericsson is going to be way, way, way behind. You can see there's no cars around him. So he is pretty far. We've got a little bit of a cluster of cars here. We've got Toro Rosso and Force India. That's Danny Kvyat and Sergio Perez. Kvyat under intense pressure at the Spanish Grand Prix. He's going to come from a long way back, and he's actually going to tap Sergio Perez on the way through. Now that was a very, very dangerous move from Danny Kvyat, lap 8. And we've got Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso going to go side by side round the sweeping right hand. He's going to come back. Lance Stroll is going to go a little bit wide, and Alonso's going to try and take that back. But Lance Stroll, he's going to switch to the inside. I assumed he was going to go around the outside there, but fair play to the young Canadian driver. He's doing a fantastic job in F1 so far. End of lap 8, coming on to lap 9, and you can see everyone's now starting to pit, other than the ones that were on the medium tyre. We're going to push ourselves up to P4, only just coming out ahead of Hamilton. So Hamilton Hamilton's on course to win this, so Hamilton's looking as if he's good. Now coming into lap 9, we are in the pit lane, and we're just going to cruise down, and we shouldn't get held up. If we get held up, that would be a bit disappointing, but I assume, well, what do you know, we got held up. Even still, we can't do anything about this. It's getting beyond the joke. However, PA from P20, okay, P9. P9 from P20, okay, hold on. P10. 11, okay, 11 out of 20, that's not too bad. And we're obviously on the faster tyre. So we've got a bit of a buffer between these cars as they're all on old mediums, or going to be worn mediums towards the end. Ocon gets blocked by Fernando Alonso. So we're going to chase down Fernando Alonso, and that McLaren is in some serious issues. How slow it was down the back straight. They have got some issues to fix for the Monaco Grand Prix, although they won't need it necessarily for the Monaco Grand Prix, but I would imagine they would need it. But you know what we're going to do here? We're going to look at Hulkenberg. He's going to get blocked by the car ahead. We're going to switch to the inside of this corner. We're just going to go round and pass. That was such a good overtake. That's got to be in the season highlights. But nonetheless, we've got Jolyon Palmer now ahead of us, and this are the two Red Bull pairs who are fighting over third and fourth place. Max Verstappen's going to have a look at his teammate Danny Ricciardo, and Ricciardo has got a bit wide, I think, by the looks of it, and Verstappen's going to come up his inside, and Verstappen is going to take that position. So Verstappen is up into P3, which is not good for ourselves, as we are currently fighting for this championship. And we'll have a look here, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact. Verstappen's going to take a wide line. Ricciardo's going to come through a bit too hot. And you see he's going to slow down, and Verstappen just sweeps through, and he's going to take that position. That is a fantastic job there by young Max Verstappen. So Max Verstappen on course to get a podium this race. We're still stuck behind Jolyon Palmer at this stage. We're going to try and get past in the final sector if we can. He's going a bit slowly. We've got a little bit of power. We're going to go around the outside, and that could have ended so bad for us. If I recall, I ended up in the gravel in one of the races. I'm not sure if it was last season, but I definitely screwed up at that point. I'm going to dive on Romain Grosjean. We know that we have got the grip at this point, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we continue. Now on board with Lewis Hamilton, he's going to go in the gravel. He's going to go very, very wide, and he's beached it. He's going to beach it in the gravel. Lewis Hamilton has beached it in the gravel on leading this race. You see, he gets all out of shape coming into that corner. He's going to go wide, and he's going to stick it in the gravel. So he's going to lose the lead to Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel. I'm not sure where Sebastian Vettel is, but yeah, there's Lewis Hamilton in the gravel. So Sebastian Vettel is actually ahead of the Red Bulls. So now Max Verstappen's moved up to P3, but here is Sebastian Vettel on the following lap, and Vettel's gone off the screen, and he's into the gravel as well. So much is what is happening to the leaders of this race. So Vettel comes in too hot, and he's just gonna shake his steering wheel about. He's gonna get trapped in the gravel. We should see the Red Bulls come along any second now. In fact, we're gonna go past Sebastian Vettel ourselves any second, and yet there he is, just off of the apex in that chicane. So that's us into P4, Bottas into the lead, Ricciardo into third, and Verstappen into second. Now the final lap, and we've got Hulkenberg, who's got an issue. He seems as if it's got it fixed, but let's listen. It sounds like he's got a bag of neutrals in his car right now, so that's not good for him at all. He's going so slowly. He's going up the hill in neutral somehow, but that's going to be the end of the Germans' race. It's going to be so heartbreaking to get to the end and then just have to retire. That is frustrating as anything for the German as he takes off a little bit of his front wing. But nonetheless, we're going to come across in P4, and that has been a solid race for us from the last into P4. We did a solid job, and what can we... Oh, well, that's embarrassing.
For the second race in a row, Mercedes claim the top step of the podium, but this time it is Valtteri Bottas who stands tall, claiming his first win in Formula 1. Both Red Bulls claim the remaining spots of the podium due to Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel putting their cars in the gravel trap on two separate occasions. Kimi Raikkonen raced through the field and managed 4th place, although it did look to be a solid podium opportunity. Romain Grosjean continues to push his Haas up the field, coming home in 5th. Jolyon Palmer again got himself in the points, coming home for 6th ahead of Esteban Ocon in 7th. Magnussen made more progress by earning some more points. Danny Kvyat succeeded in his efforts and stole the final points-paying position from Sergio Perez. He will have to hope that 1 point is enough to save his seat in Formula 1. McLaren had a horrific day at the office, both cars finishing in 13th and 15th place, last and third last of the finishers. Marcus Ericsson finished a lap down, and Sebastian Vettel retired from a similar off into the gravel trap. The final retirement was of Pascal Wehrlein, which was down to a brake failure. A hard time for the German fans this weekend as all 3 of their drivers failed to finish the race. More drama will come to us in Monaco, I'm sure. I expect many a safety car will be seen. But could we see a surprise winner? Only time will tell. See you there in Monaco.
So, looking at the standings after that race, we are now 2 points behind Max Verstappen. So, we could have done without Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel absolutely bottling it. Valtteri Bottas in 3rd ahead of Lewis Hamilton with that race win. Daniel Ricciardo and Sebastian Vettel shortly behind. Romain Grosjean leads the best of the rest in the midfield. Fernando Alonso having a really heavy blow with his McLaren. Hopefully they can fix that soon. And for God damn it, Felipe Nasr still in P12. Looking at the constructors, Red Bull now jumped ourselves by about 12 points, if my maths is correct. I really hope that's... No, 9. 8. 4, 8. Yeah, 8 points. Okay, there we go. Mercedes are on 107 points, way ahead of Haas, who leads McLaren Honda by 7 points. Sahara Force India on 1 point behind McLaren and 10 points ahead of Renault. Toro Rosso doing really bad with only 15 points to their name. Manor Racing still on 10 bloody points, for God's sake. But anyway, I did not record the podium. I did forget. I do apologise. So that's going to be it for us, guys. Hopefully we can shoot for, again, another 25 likes. You guys did a fantastic job getting it within, I think it was less than 12 hours. We got 25 likes. So that was awesome, guys. If you could do that again, I'd be eternally grateful. Next race is Monaco, and there's going to be some changes for Monaco. So that's going to be interesting for you guys to see. Until then, guys, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.